Yeah, I here when it goes live, you will see. Yes, you see when it goes live. Okay, go and tell me if you can hear my voice.
What channel?
It's not showing up yet.
No.
Refresh.
But say I'm coming. Live stream is coming.
Click on it. What's happening? When it goes live, you will see. You can hear me. Go. Can you hear what I am saying now? If you can, give me a thumbs up hapo kwa comments. Okay, come back. Thank you. Thank you, Baba. So, good morning to the world, the audience of one. I am very okay with that. We are starting live. Not yet. The authors are coming in later, so this is just June time. But honestly, this time around, I just want to talk about Sana Tales, what it is about. Please, you can hear me. That audience of one. Just a wave. I think that's my son because I was testing with him, like go and check if you can hear. Because yesterday's tests, none of them had volume, and I didn't notice until this morning. Cue the freak out. Anywho, so close for me the door, please. No, and you need to charge it. Take this charger. Close the door. Yeah. So, mommy at home, but also who needs to work. So here we are. So what is Sanatels? Sanatels, honestly, it came from this desire that I've had forever of just I am an author. Oh my gosh, give me a minute. I told you I'm building this as I go. So what is Sonatels? Sonatels was literally born out of this desire that I have had for a long. It's a very interesting story in my opinion. For a very long time, I've had this desire of being what? Of being an author. I fulfilled that dream this year. Okay. So I wrote my book and that the journey was very interesting, honestly. The journey, my authors are joining me at 10, by the way. So for the next 40 minutes, it's me and you. So just telling you about Sanatels, and I just need to get used to talking on camera, even if it's to myself. But I'm hoping that these I can actually see people are starting to join. So anyway, what is Sanatas? It was born out of this need of being an author. So I became one this year, and after I accomplished that, it was a very interesting journey in terms of like I have wanted to write since I think I was 16, since I was in high school, and I used to write short stories and I share them with my friends and blah blah. But now this one was like this year started, and this year, last year did not end very well. So when this year started, I was you know, like some huge things have been shattered in my life, and what the hell? What am I doing? Like, what am I waiting for? There's this dream I've had for a very long time. I no longer feel like I need to please anyone. I no longer feel like I have someone I'm performing for. Like, I don't know if that makes sense. Um, that is something I could not have understood until I went through. Something huge broke, something really huge, and I felt betrayed in in an unbelievably huge way. And then this year started, and I was like, oh my gosh, I have to start living for myself. I have to start doing this stuff for myself. I had this story. I started Wattpad a couple of years ago. I have a friend that I made on Wattpad that we are really close, up to date. It's honestly community. God brings people from all places. So when I started Wattpad, I had this story written a whole long time ago. Okay, so when I started, this year came. And then this same story, by the way, I once sent the first chapter. I think the first chapter that I loved, like nobody's business, to someone to an editor who has like a publishing company. So when I sent her my story, my chapter, she was like, June. She gave me a 5 sentence thing that just broke my heart. There is no tension, there is no reward, there is no what, there's no what. I'm like, oh my gosh. She was right. She was very right. Okay. Because she knows her stuff, and my story as it was not ready for the world, honestly, yet. And therefore I rewrote this year when this year started by January 30th. I actually remember the day. January 31st. January 1 days. No. January 31st is when I made the decision. I am going to start living for myself. I'm going to start doing this stuff for me. Therefore, that is how I wrote stuff. I rewrote that story, and Surviving Olivia was born. However, the journey to this book, the writing and the rewriting and the crafting and the whatnot, I usually use this app called Ritzy. If you are writer and you want to know what that is, leave a comment. That's encouraging you to leave a comment. Tell me, I want to know what Ritzy is. Okay. So Ritzy, I used Ritzy to typeset my work. It is this app where you put chapter one, it gives you everything in terms of formatting. That typesetting and formatting, it really was a godsend, and it is free. I say it is free. So that one is how I typeset my book. That's how I got all this. You see, the whatever. I don't need to like pick font here and there, blah blah. Just plant the pages. Then it comes the copyright and dedication. All this, me by myself. Contents, book of contents, then prologue. You see this lovely swirls that come from that. I just loved it. I loved this app so much, honestly. And then now the book, the chapters are arranged there and all that other stuff. So when I finished using Ritzy, now I downloaded the book into PDF. When the book became a PDF, I was so nervous to tell everyone that I have written a book, and at the same time, I'm so like, oh my gosh, what if I left a mistake in there, because in my editing, oh my gosh, I was so nervous. So anyway, I finally the next day, it was on a Sunday evening, I'm busy saying I'm busy editing, but siku edit nasoma kutafuta kama kuna makosa. Then on Monday I announce I have written a book, and everyone, my family and friends, they flood my inbox and they're like, congratulations, where's the book? Send us the book. How can we buy the book? And I'm like, oh wait, it's actually a PDF version only. Then I'm like, and then they're like, oh, okay. So when's the physical book coming out? At that point, I had not thought about how I need to get a physical copy. Honestly, I had not thought about it. So what I did was, and I had talked to someone, Kitambo Sana, I talked to, not Kitambo Sana, maybe 2, 3 years, 4 years ago, to an editor who I still have in my contacts today, who still reads my messages when I send her. And so I had reached out to her a while back, and she had said, it is 250, starting price is around 250, and you get around 50 copies of a book, I think. But now that the 250K is for editing, publishing, producing books. Me maze, 250K to a broke person. What are you talking about? It felt like she was telling me this is an unachievable dream. You will never achieve this dream. That is what it felt like she was telling me, honestly. And so I did not like. I shelved that a long time ago, and therefore, so when I've now launched and I'm telling people, oh, I have written a book and it's on PDF. I hope you can all hear me. I hope I'm not talking to myself, but I've tested. That's what I was doing in the beginning. I've tested this. Please tell me if you can hear me. If you can't hear me, tell me, please. Though I don't know how you're going to hear me. Let me actually put that on the comments. If you can't hear me, please say. I hope I'm not talking to myself. I'm okay talking to myself if there's nobody listening, but not because that nobody can hear me. My volume is fine. If not, please tell me. That's what I'm trying to do here before the people come, before the people join. Now, that's okay. That's interesting. Do I write? I don't like that it's going as. Why the heck should it write Restream? It needs to write like June. Anyway, yeah. So that's what happened. And then now, so I find out now when people start asking for the book, I go and find a printer. I go on Facebook and I start looking for printers. All I need is my words in a book. The book is typeset. I have edited. Everything is done. I just need it in paper. How much are you going to charge me? This guy was charging me 300 and something, 330 something. That is actually standard whatever price. Now, this is the difference. Oh, I should get a book. Now, this is the difference. When I made mine was a local printer. It was not industry standard. But me, I love my book. I feel like this book of mine will always be the best I ever wrote because it is the book that made me call myself an author. It gave me the courage to call myself an author. It doesn't matter that this is the second batch. The first batch didn't even have these words. The first batch sold out. Maybe I have like only one lying around. The second batch is what is still left. It has at least books in the margin because he made a mistake. The cover I sent him, when I sent him a cover, he used the first cover, not the revised cover. This ended up being the revised cover, the one that has a book, the words in the margins. Anyway, it was a whole learning process, genuinely. And therefore, that is how eventually then I met my friend. Her name is Purity. She's actually also my partner in this sonatials. She's not feeling very well today. We pray for healing. And so anyway, but today I'm going to be doing this alone as I wait for my authors to arrive, which is in 30 minutes. I don't know if I have that much to say until then, but I probably do. So anyway, what happened? What happened? What am I saying happened? Wait, I'm thinking. Oh, when the book, I'm talking about the book. So when the book came out and I started selling, I felt like, oh my gosh, I finally have accomplished something. And then let me tell you the most nerve-wracking thing I've ever lived through. When you sell a book to someone and you cannot wait for them to get back to you, like tell you. You cannot wait for them to get back to you to tell you to tell you the feedback. Thank God I got good feedback. I don't know. I'm so grateful to one of my aunts who told my mom, hey, why could can write? So anyway, that now every single time I sell a book, I am now nervous. I want to hear what you think. Like it's so weird. Like that is not an experience I had before this one, right? But maybe obviously the other people when you authors, if you have a book, you know this is real. You sell a book to someone because someone else actually told me that they also feel the same thing. You sell a book to someone, you cannot wait to hear the feedback, and you are somehow worried that they'll come back and give you shit feedback. Sorry, but you are hoping that the feedback is positive, right? So anyway, so Sanatias. So finally, wait, I'm still yet to get there. So my friend and I start a book club. When we start the book club, it becomes we start a book club for reading local female authors. That was just something that she really wanted to do. I was the book club has always been mainly her idea. Me, I just loved the idea of being a partner, having a book club, having being in a book club. But that is a dream she always had to do, had for herself. And so when I joined her, we happen to have this kind of characters that we don't wait for each other. Like if you want to do something, you just go right ahead. Like, and then with the book club, I was so interested in doing such a thing, and so we just joined. But the thing was always her idea first. So I was happy to be a part of it. But it bore really nice things because people bought my book, people sat down and discussed my characters. Where would I have gotten that exposure? Now, as I'm saying this as an author in Kenya, I am realizing that we have we I don't know, it's because I don't know how to get to get to those places. I don't know. I think they are definitely there. Obviously, I'm not the only author here. We are so many, right? We are so many, and we do not know how, and we don't know. Okay, that's interesting. I told you I'm learning this platform. So I'm seeing I can't post to messages to all places. I don't know. So anyway, we don't know how to sell our books, right? We do not know how to sell our books. That is one of the reasons I am on here on Sanatels. That is one of the reasons we are doing Sanatels. To build an ecosystem, to build a community of writers, number one, I really need writers. I need writers. And writers, if you're out there trying to make money writing, and you're wondering, how do people do this mess? This is what we are doing in Sanatels. And if you know a friend who is a writer, who is trying to figure it out, you know that they write as a side hustle, and sometimes iko poa, sometimes si poa. Those are the people I'm looking for. I'm looking for those people. I want them to come. Those ones are my ground level people, because those ones are the ones we are trying to help here in Sanatels. The other group I'm looking for are authors. That is why my panel today is comprised of authors. Why? Why authors? Because I was once a writer starting on Upwork a while back. I was once an author starting on Upwork some time back. And I was feeling like nobody else in my world was doing it. By the way, that time when I was starting a site in 2018, nobody else in my world was doing that thing. Eventually, in fact, when I started talking about it, is when people started asking me, June, how do you make money? How do I get on Upwork? How do I buy an account? How do blah 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 blah. That time Upwork was awesome. Nowadays, anyway, I don't know, I haven't been there in a while, but maybe it's still working for some people. I think it's still working for some people. The thing is still live, so people are still posting jobs every day. It's genuinely, I think people are still working. They are getting whatever they need to get there. I just maybe outgrew it, I guess. I outgrew it because I also now have a different way of getting clients. It's not there and bidding for jobs all the time. It is exhausting, but it is something that you need to do as you're beginning. Not necessarily, honestly, but because not everyone started like that. So for me, what became of this was I need to know how to sell my books. Other than my friends and family who bought my book, I don't have anyone else to sell to. I don't have thousands of followers on Facebook. I'm just a regular human being. Sorry, not human being. Yes, human being, but and we all. I'm just a regular, June. I'm just a regular me. I don't have. I'm not a streamer. This is the first stream I've ever done in my life. Therefore, it's gonna be as raw as possible. My kid comes walking through that door. You'll hear our conversation. So it's going to be, what I'm saying is, I don't have that many followers. I do not have another platform. I want people to buy my books. Who are these people and where am I going to get them? And also, how are others doing it? How are others selling it? One of the people I reached out to, he's going to come later. He said he knows that we are out here. He knows a lot of authors, but he also knows that all we do is write, and that's it. There's no marketing. There's no beyond the writing. There's no following up with marketing and doing all this. Now that is the bridge that Sanatels wants to cover. We can all write proof. And I did this by myself, by the grace of God. I genuinely did. When I say that, DM me, you'll know what I mean. But yeah, I did not go to any publisher. I did this by me. When an editor looked at my book, she's looked inside the quality of the paper. She was like, that's not industry paper. I'm like, I'm okay. In my head, I'm like, it was all I had in the moment, man. It's literally all I had in the moment. And it didn't cost me thousands and thousands and thousands of cash links. And people can still read my work. and it's pretty well done in my opinion. But it's okay because when I looked at her work and her book, yes, there's a difference in paper. That's it. There was a difference in paper. That is all. The paper. Mine is regular paper. It has a little lighter. Therefore, so that is the bridge, the gap that Sanatels is hoping to bridge. Now, what are we doing on Sanatels? So, at the get-go, we have introduced competitions because when I was me, I'm a Christian, I'm a human of the Lord. I am a child of the Lord. I don't do it perfectly. Oh my gosh, that he knows. Everyone knows that it is him and my and me. So what was I saying? I was praying, honestly, really hard lately, and I had a word that's just for me, and that I know is absolutely just from him. That why don't you start paying writers? Me, June, wa boy. I start paying writers. Hello. But I knew when he asked me to do that is because he knows where the money is going to come from. Only he knows where that money is going to come from. That is how Snatel was born, because I am hoping to build, to help, but there to really help. My goal, I was talking to a coach, a friend of mine, who's also a client. Actually, he's a client, so I do his VA work, but we have worked for very long. We have worked together since 2018. At this point, I knew him without children. His eldest is 5. Like, dude, we have known each other for lifetimes now at this point. So anyway, he's also my kind of like my coach. I could call him my coach because he's a coach overall. So, and when we are working once in a while, he will coach me. So when I was telling him about what I'm doing on Sonatials, he said, June, why don't you wait. This something he gave me several ideas and blah blah, and I liked some of them. But one he said, and in the moment something was resisting in my heart. Something was seriously resisting. Was the monetization aspect. Sorry, the monetization aspect of it. Like he said something to monetize something that hata sikumbuki nishasahau, because mimi haikusit poa na mimi, because the whole point of this thing is to just generally help writers make it easy, make it easy for writers to make money, right? That's it. That's genuinely the goal. Help make it easy for writers to make money and build careers. I have this one, Surviving Olivia. This is the I'll keep showing you my book, by the way. And when the other authors come, I hope they keep doing it like me. Show your books, Maze. Let us market ourselves. So when these other, so what was I saying? What was I saying? Oh, yeah. So to help writers make money easily. Yes. So that's what I was talking about. Now, having said all that, so what are we doing right now? We started with competitions. I've told you how that came about, and it's creative writing. Therefore, I will log off like in 10 minutes so that I can go and rewatch this and see if there's actually volume. It's now I wait for my writers to come in. So let me quickly tell you what an artist is about. What we are doing actually, it is we have started at the ground floor. We have started with competitions, right? So these competitions are creative competitions, as in come in, participate. If you win, you get paid. If you don't, and I really like your story, you still get published on our platforms, and therefore because I'm also all I'm doing is bringing everyone I can from in the industry, editors, publishers, everyone, right? And if we are platforming your work, hata kama ukushinda pesa and you wrote a really good piece and it is on our platform, isn't that exposure? And when we put your work there and we link your stuff, your books, your everything that you do, that you need linked, we link there. Maybe that is my point. The point is to help writers, help them build careers, help them make money. That is at the ground floor. That's what we are doing right now. Now, when it comes to, because I actually met some other writers, more experienced writers, and one of them asked me, June, how does this Sonatels help me? I'm a little more experienced. I'm not a beginner writer. I'm actually writing my own book right now. And now those writers who have more experience, okay, that's one writer who asked me that. Another one who's more experienced, way more experienced than this one. This one is only writing his first book now. This one has a bunch of books. So this other one who has a bunch of books, he told me, I have all the information I need and I love what you're doing. I don't feel like I need any more information. So use me however you want, in terms of like I am feeling I need to be out there, maybe let's see, use my skills, so that's what the authors, the people who have more experience. If you're a beginner writer, we are going to start you off at the competition level, okay, so that we can, if you want to get coaching, I am sure I actually know two writing coaches that I can reach out to. By the way, I actually know two writing coaches I can reach out to if that's what you're looking for. So start with that. Soma, see what people are writing and what is actually good writing, what that looks like. Do not submit AI stuff. Why? See the guy I told you I work for. He is a podcaster. All the podcast stuff that he produces goes through AI. Who puts that stuff through AI? Yours truly. I literally get once when I literally even chat GPT is open on my laptop right now. When I get into work, one of the first windows I open is chat GPT. I live there. I have attempted to write short stories with chat GPT. It gives you crap until you edit it. It can give you a very nice first draft, but I have no problem with that. Let it give you a first draft if you're, because I hate first drafts. My first drafts are usually full of nonsense. So if you're going to use it to give you a first draft, then now work it from there. Because I will know. By the way, I will know. Say what you need to say. There's a friend of mine who gave me a story that was purely written by ChatGPT, and I could spot it from the first word, from the first sentence, even the structure. The ChatGPT structures this work. You will know. And on LinkedIn, scroll those things. Most of them, you will see there's a pattern in all their work. ChatGPT. And anyway, so and then there's no utamu, haina utamu wa maneno. Does not have a delicious language unless it has learned you. And by the time ChatGPT is learning you, do know how much time you've spent there. Training it to learn you. And by the way, if that's what you're going to do, if that's what you want, do it. But the point is, the moment I read ChatGPT work, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna publish that. Okay, because it's not interesting to me. Okay, and it has phrases that are so redundant. Ushaisoma nini inakwambia I can't even think of one, but I will know it. It has phrases that are so redundant. But now, because you are trying to make a quick buck, you put whatever, give it a prompt. We all know how to use ChatGPT. You give it a prompt, and it spews out whatever it's going to spew out. Some just bland stuff, and then that's what you submit. I'm sorry, I can't help you. So that's why this thing is for. It's going to be very hard to pita mimi. By the way, sasa mimi ndo najita ChatGPT checker. And I'm going to put myself to the test. I'm going to put myself to the test. So submit ChatGPT stories tuone kama itanipita. Ikinipita, by the way, congratulations. Ikinipita, congratulations. By the way, congratulations. Because now, why has it passed me? I highly doubt you just put a prompt in and it spewed and you delivered and imenipita. No, I completely refuse that one. That one I don't believe. What I know is after you make a prompt, umeedit your kitu, it looks like you wrote it yourself. I have no problem with that. You do that. Submit, let it pass me. It is fine. So those are the beginners, blah, blah, blah. Next are the people who have a little bit of clout. Those ones, I need you guys, for example, the live stream that the authors that are coming in soon, those ones, they come and share their wisdom. They come and share their wisdom. They will teach eventually. I want to start to build to teaching workshops. Yes. The whole point is to help the writers make money. We need the information on how to do that. How are other people doing that, right? Therefore, these writers who are seasoned and have information and whatever that they want to give, I will give them the platform to build, to do workshops for us. You come and teach a subject, come and teach a lesson. We may make it paid, we may not. But now, because it's a lesson and the writer needs to get paid, chances are it's going to get paid. But the point is, we are going to try and keep it very affordable. That is my goal, and that is my hope, and that is my prayer. Higher. Now, after that, now this is the fun part. The part that I love. I dance every single time I'm announcing this part. After 3 months, I am giving myself 3 months. After 3 months, so by February by mwisho of February, so March mwanzo hapo. At the beginning of March, we will pick out like 5 to 6 best writers from our competitions. We have competitions every 2 weeks. So every competition has a winner and a runner-up, right? We will pick. By then you might be a winner and not get picked up for the anthology. Why? Okay, we will pick the best for the anthology. The best ones that I like for the anthology. Why? You might win a contest. Maybe assuming 5 people submitted, right? 3 of them were crap. Maybe 2 are really crap. 3 tried but didn't quite hit the mark. Number 2 was the best one, and you can tell this one is a human being who wrote this, who knows how to command the language of English. But they maybe failed to follow some instructions. An instruction here, an instruction there. And then number 1, the one who actually won, didn't fully follow, or it followed all the instructions, wrote a pretty decent and interesting story, but genuinely, had this one followed all the instructions, this one would have won. Does that make sense? So number 2 would have genuinely have won. Therefore, we give number 2 the runner-up. They still get published, but they are a better writer than number 1. Do you see my point? Therefore, number 2 will probably get picked when it comes to the anthology thing. That is what I'm saying. So do your best, Maze. Put your best foot forward. So when yes, so I'll pick my best writers and we'll give them a theme, and then we'll produce an anthology. That is why I'm looking for editors. This time I'll not edit the book myself. I want someone else to do it, because I'll also probably submit a story, because I'm a writer too, guys. Ish. So I'll also submit a story. Okay. Therefore, what's the thing? Oh, anthology. So we'll get editors. We'll get an editor to do that work for us. Then this is how that works. The writers, after you've because to get published, produce a book, the process that I know currently, the one that I know generally, because for me to get this books, I had to pay to, like, I need you to produce for me a book, and it's 300. Let's use 300 shillings. It's 300 for you to get me to make for me this book. The copy, the copy itself, right? It is 300 shillings. Now, I want to sell it. So I am the one who needs to give you the 300 per copy. So assuming I want 10 copies. Excuse me. So assuming I want 10 copies, I'll give you how much? That's 3,000 shillings. So assuming every writer asks for 10 copies, every writer will give, for the anthology, will give 3K, right? And then the publisher of the books will publish the books and give us. Every writer gets their 10 copies to sell at however price they want. However, we will put a baseline. Don't go above this and don't go below this. Like ndio tukue fair. So kitabu ni yetu sisi wote, right? Because it's still going to be under Sanatiels, right? Now we are going to give a cap. Like, maybe don't sell above 1,500 shillings and don't sell below 1,000. Sasa hapo chezea hapo maze, kula profit yako. Whatever you sell, however many books you sell, that is your profit. That's how the anthology will work. As June as a writer, because she'll also put a story inside, she'll also have to add her 3K, right? And sell however many copies that she wants. Does that make sense? Now, Sonatels, the books that we sell on Sonatels are now ours, because, again, my platform. This is my platform, right? Whatever I sell here is what I make. These will be my books. Whatever someone else sells, whatever they're going to sell their books from, they can ask us to help them sell. We will determine if that is going to be at a fee or not. That is for later. However, that's the goal. That's the goal of the anthology, and it's happening. If you want to be a part of this anthology, participate in the competitions, because that one I'm giving, the honor of that one I'm giving to the people who are participating in the competitions. I not even said that, but that was always the plan. The honor of the anthologies, of being published in anthology, we are giving to those ones who are participating to competitions, and obviously number ones and runner-ups. So do your best. So that is phase 2. That is when we have grown, we have learned to walk, because right now we are still literally crawling. Hi. So finally, what I want to take a break for 10 minutes, and then I come back for another session with the authors. I hope that's it. Today I will be talking a whole lot more about Sonatiels. That is what we're about. Please tell your writer friends, share these live streams. Tell them, encourage them to come on, so that we can do this. Have a wonderful morning. See you in a few minutes. I need to drink water. Bye.